Hello, everyone. Hi. This is Spiritualist K777 coming to all of my Capricorn people with a super brief tarot general reading. And let me start my timer. And Capricorn people, this is basically for your current situation, obstacle, and advice. And to make it super brief, I already shuffled the cards and I pull your soul cards. So we're going to jump right into your current situation, followed by your obstacle in the advice card. So, current, it is the Knight of Pentacles. And obstacle card, it is the King of Swords. And then advice is the Tower, which is the Major Arcana card. So, let's start with current situation, the Knight of Pentacles. And with the Knight of Pentacles, this card here is like it says visitors message to share. So just like he's on this horse, it's like um a hard working adult. Just like he's focused and he's holding that pentacle real steady in his hand. So um it's like this right here. And how he learned this, how he learned to do this, he had to trust someone and trust himself. So whatever anything that you have that you need to focus on and study on as far as your material world or anything like that, just make sure you're planning and make sure you're going to reach that destination. Let me tell you like that, Capricorn people. Basically anything that you have planned, anything that you trying to get put on the agenda, make sure you approach it with confidence, approach it with where you done concentrated on it, and you're approaching it with confidence like he's on this horse and that horse is moving. And so it's just like with anything that you do, you want to make sure it's um it fully has you where you fully like confidence, and it's another word I want to use, but basically just approach any task with great planning and organization. That bottom line. And that's how he's sitting here on this horse. He approaching it, with planning, and he have it already organized how he gonna do it. Capricorn people. This right here is the obstacle card, which is the King of Swords. And it says on here, cold abrasive demands respect. Hopefully you can see it. And with the King of Swords, it's like again going back to this right here, having approaching the task with planning and a great plan, and with or having it organized to with this King of Sword, to having logic behind it, being able to decide the action, and having logic and being able to decide it quickly. Because whatever may occur, a decision, any type of position of authority, with justice, you're going to have to decide it quickly, and you're going to have to decide it with logic behind it. So yeah, with the King of Swords, you can see this is a person that's in authority. That's his position. He making decisions. He having to execute those decisions because he has his sword in his hand. So whatever decisions or whatever may come up quickly, being able to have logic behind it, being able to have that mind to say, okay, I'm gonna put this over here. I'm gonna put Z with B and A with D. Having logic behind it. Because with the swords itself, it's talking about state of thoughts. Your state of thoughts, your mind, thinking, making decisions, making it make sense to you, making it being make it. It's a word that I want to use besides what's on this card. Make it make sense to you, but make sure it's justified. Yeah, make sure it's justified. And make sure it's in the positive state of mind. That's the whole thing about it. Make sure whatever decision it is concerning you, Capricorn, make sure it's in a positive state of mind. Because if you're outside of being positive or thinking positive, you don't want it to backfire on you. That's what the spirit is saying. And whatever decision this is, it's like I'm feeling like someone trying to make a decision, some Capricorn people trying to make a decision on um getting a home. And sometimes we could be so complacent with ourselves, Capricorn people. We could be so complacent and just okay with where we at, but for how long? And then where you at, it's not your own. So if you out, I'm just gonna give you an example, Capricorn people. Just for instance, this is only an example. Say if you renting, what you all that rent money you keep paying someone else, you could be having your own. That's a decision. That's thinking. That's making decisions. That's coming up with your own scenario of having your own, being in authority, being having that position of authority to make those type of decisions and execute them. So if you get tired of renting and you get tired of paying Miss Chan's rent money when you could be paying Bank of America your mortgage money, you know, execute it, do it. Think logic, have logic behind it. I'm just saying that's just an example. And that's what and the reason why it's like this right like this reading going from one to another because here's a man here, he's like confident, but he having to hold his study and focus on what he has to focus on, and then going to a man that's in authority, it's like going from one extreme to the next. Now this right here card is your advice card, Capricorn. This is your advice card. And by being your advice card is like turmoil, conflict, you know lying, sadness, lack of peace. And what it says on here, catastrophic accidents, things happening very quickly at lightning pace. So if you're thinking straight with the swords, being in your state of thoughts, and then you have this tower here saying things that's going to happen, it's going to be, you know, shocking, it's going to things happen like a dramatic change is going to happen because you can see it in the picture here. Or if things is like disrupted like this right here, disrupted like this car is showing the tower, sadness, lying, lack of peace, things like that, turn that state of thought around. Turn that state of thought around with this king here. Turn that state of thought around and put that thought into positive so you could get positive back, Capricorn people. And that's what it's about. Going from one extreme to the next, making those decisions, executing, making sure it makes sense to you, make sure it has logic behind it, make sure this is what you want to do when you put your all in all, when you put your fingers in it, make sure this is what you want to do, making those type of decisions. Here is your soul card, Capricorn people. And wow, this soul card is like an image of someone, and see how he has his hands up. This like an image of a figure, and they have their hands up, and see how they, like, this right here is an image like of some sort of uh like a code. He looking at it. He making a decision according to that code. On top of making that decision, it has to have logic behind it. On top of that, he looking at he having a study thought to it. He's concentrating, he's focusing on it. And that's what the king is doing for the obstacle card here. It's in position, he's looking at it, and he's paying close attention to it. So, with that being said, whatever it is, pay real good close attention to it. Make sure you master that move. Make sure those decisions match up with the way you're going to go. Make sure that it makes sense to you. And it's a whole lot of it's logic behind it. If it don't make sense to anyone else, make sure it makes sense to you. And again, it could be moving from rent to paying mortgage, buying your home. It could be going from one job to the next. Because as they say, sometimes your grass is not green on this side. You don't know that until you make that move, till you put a whole lot of thought in it, being in that state of mind with the swords. So that's all I have for all my Capricorn people. I apologize for keeping you a little longer, because I wanted to make sense of this myself, and I see which way it's going, and it's just making sense, and making common sense, and having logic behind the thoughts of your next move, via job, via work, via family, whatever it is that you have going on. Thank you, Capricorn people. I love you, love you, love you. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I don't want to keep you. It's been great doing this spirit field reading. Let your light shine and your energy guide you to your positive destination, Capricorn people. And remember, the universe is on your side. Talk to the universe sometimes, and the universe will talk back to you. Until then, this is Spiritualist K777. Love you, love you, love you. I can't express it enough, Capricorn people. And just know that you're an achiever. So you can work around anything. You can actually work circles around things. So with that being said, do what you have to do. Do you take care of you? Love you, love you, love you, Capricorn.